Hi, me? Oh, hi?
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
You look beautifuler. I mean, not fuller. You don't look fuller, but more beautiful.
Thank you.
So, this is what a party looks like.
It's warmer than I thought.
What is that amazing smell? Chocolate.
Inner alchemy, also known as the individuation process described by Carl Jung, can best be understood as a meeting with one's soul and the stages of transformation that occur during this meeting. It is a process of conjoining, the creation of a relationship between the conscious ego and the unconscious inner self. The journey often entails both inner turmoils and personal ecstasies that are reflected through outer changes occurring in an individual's personality. Using this lens, we can understand the movie Frozen as depicting an attempt by Anna of Arendelle to come into relation and conversation with her long alienated, unconscious other half, Elsa of Arendelle. With this information in mind, let's get into the analysis. Anna is someone who has possessed a creative and imaginative mind since she was a child. She often has trouble sleeping as she is eager to explore the world and learn the secrets that it possesses. Her nights are consumed by playing inside the castle and constructing fantasy scenarios which spark her curiosity, producing a youthful vitality. Despite being alone, her soul, as personified by Elsa, provides all that she needs to enjoy life and live in childish bliss. But one day, Anna harms herself during her imaginative activities and needs critical support. Her father is the king, signifying the dominant or ruling power in her life, and he determines that what has happened cannot continue. The king is the traditional moral belief system that is being passed on and will come to rule her conscious life. Anna's inner life, on the other hand, is a challenge to this system and threatens to disrupt the type of lineage he is hoping to preserve.
You are lucky it wasn't her heart. The heart is not so easily changed, but the head can be persuaded.
The family decides that Anna's inner spiritual world must be shut down, meaning that Elsa must be secluded and barred from interaction with others. Anna's interior life cannot be released, so she and Elsa are separated from each other and both suffer as a result. As Elsa is shut in and without an opportunity to reveal herself, Anna goes into a depression or a negredo, as evidenced by her black clothing and somber mood. Not only has she lost contact with her soul, but her parents are killed at sea, leading to a place of spiritual desolation for Anna. The negredo is the point in a person's life in which they are ready to move past the persona or mask that they have kept on for much of their life, as they realize that playing solely into social expectations is truly the path of death. Anna is ready to unleash herself at the world and leave behind the previous life of conformity and reservations. As Arendelle prepares for the coronation, we can see this as the dawning of the albedo, the first glimpse of sunlight after the darkness is coming to a close. The gates and windows are open for the palace, symbolizing Anna's readiness to change from her old ways and discover the type of person she is meant to be. She is prepared to engage with the world around her and see what she is capable of doing. The past has only been filled with paintings and books, and void of real-life experiences which prove the ultimate test. And although Anna is ready for change, she and her soul are not yet ready to see eye to eye. This idea is visualized through the banners that hang in the city, which display the silhouettes of the two sisters opposing each other. Anna's soul is her mirror, but Elsa is still not ready to come to peace as the war of elements is just about to begin. This opposition is a result of Elsa, or Anna's inner life, and her fear of hurt and pain that was experienced in childhood. Taking chances means being vulnerable and exposing oneself to the cruel surrounding world that the king tried to protect her from. And although Elsa is taking the crown while still unsure of her powers, in reality it is Anna who is being made queen without adequate preparation for the responsibility she is taking on. Elsa, as a holder of wisdom and divine knowledge, understands that being given a title means nothing in reality unless one has learned practical lessons from personal life experiences. The soul understands that tests need to be passed before Anna can rightfully be named queen. During the ball after the coronation, Anna is offered the opportunity to be alone with Elsa for the first time in many years. We instantly recognize the ways that they bond with each other and are synchronized in many parts of their personalities. They contrast the likeness of one another while complementing each other just as well, as if an eternal bond exists between the two. Anna soon meets Hans, and we further realize why Elsa is so hesitant to move forward in their queenship together. Anna is woefully inexperienced and shows a true lack of judgment by immediately falling in love with someone she doesn't know. She is easily deceived by a man we later find to have planned his manipulation from the start. Although Anna as the outer personality is eager for love, Elsa as the inner self is completely opposed to this foolish idea. Elsa knows the impulsivity of this choice, while Anna sees it as a common sense decision. Although the pair are coming to know each other again, they are still diametrically opposed as to how life should be lived. Another way to look at it is that Elsa represents the unconscious side of Anna's consciousness, and the unconscious often defeats the ego's wishes until the two halves can align and complement each other. Anna needs the wisdom and guidance of Elsa, while Elsa needs Anna's drive towards life and the realities of the material world they are bound to.
Close the gates.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Elsa, no, wait. Give me my glove. Elsa, please. I can't live like this anymore. Then leave.
Just as soon as they had met, Elsa departs the kingdom and heads out for the soul's high adventure, or the attempt to follow her own bliss. Oftentimes during mystical journeys, the soul must occasionally depart from the body so as to produce an ever deeper yearning for conjunction. She must depart to the nethermost regions of her psyche so as to attain what has not yet been found. The inner self is in the process of construction, and all powers and energies are now directed within. Another world is being formulated in which true transformation can take place. The soul is prepared to let go of all preconceived notions of an objectively defined happy existence, and is instead ready to find out what this means for herself. The life that was fated by her parents, the ruling dominance of former royalty, is not the one for her. Rather, the good life needs to be found and organically grown inside the psyche. She needs to find what is right for her and no one else. This inner transformation is mirrored through Anna's real-life ascent up North Mountain. Anna is needing to go out of her comfort zone, to be introduced to new people and strange places. She is venturing into the unknown of the material world, while her soul is simultaneously venturing into the unknown depths of the psyche. Anna is quickly exposed to her lack of wisdom and knowledge, as evidenced by her futile attempts to prove that she loves Hans, as well as her persistence on climbing up the mountain without any assistance. After she has finally accepted help from Kristoff and Sven, she comes in contact with the magical helper, which is an oft-repeated motif in fairy tales and mythology. Olaf the Snowman can be seen as a manifestation of her imagination, a byproduct of the relationship Anna had with her soul as a child. Olaf had been missing until now, until Anna had decided to take the spiritual journey to the cosmic north and to reach out for the destiny she had been allotted. As Elsa becomes more active and starts to create her ice kingdom, the magic that manifested itself in childhood simultaneously becomes a living reality. The magical helper proves that the imaginative realm is once again becoming active in Anna, a preparation for more intense transformational experiences which are soon to come. Anna comes upon Elsa's castle and she sees the Tower of Ice, but although her psyche has been hard at work in an introverted state, Anna and Elsa are still resistant to a pairing. The soul is still fearful of putting this magic into effect in the real world, worried that the hurt and pain from childhood could once again rear its ugly head. We also learn the impact of the soul's separation from the body and how an eternal winter has been set off, which is severely impacting the community of Arendelle. Elsa is nearly persuaded of her need to change, but she inadvertently blasts Anna's heart with ice and she must flee from the imaginative realm. Just as the two are close to an understanding, the soul pushes the body away with extreme force. Anna begins to turn white, an indication that the albedo process is becoming more pronounced. This is the period in personal transformation in which a stalemate with the unconscious becomes overwhelming. The individual is unable to assimilate their shadow or their inner demons. They are unable to accept what is seen as darkness. Higher insights and realizations are being made, but these are of no help to the individual unless they are of assistance to the ego personality. This results in Anna being sent towards a slow deterioration of vitality, while Elsa experiences the torment of not permitting her powers to be utilized in the real world.
There is ice in your heart put there by your sister. If not removed to solid ice, will you freeze forever?
What? No.
Anna now needs the assistance of the mystical trolls. They wear the symbol of the spiral, further indication of an inward journey towards the center of the self. The grandfather troll, a shaman-like presence, indicates that the process is irreversible and that Anna can only be saved by an act of true love. He claims that what is in Elsa is in Anna, in that they are one and the same thing, and that the only way for Anna's life to be saved is through a spiritual reunion with her other half. This is normally the apex point, the most critical juncture for a person's life, in which all attention must be directed towards the coniunctio between conscious and unconscious personalities. There is no turning back now, as a failure in this union may mean either literal death or psychic disorientation. At this point of the story, Anna herself is helpless and demobilized, while all the pressure is being put on the soul to enact a change. Elsa is being given no choice but to break free of the chains of nature that bind them both. Meanwhile, it is a waiting game for Anna as she is under the dominion of the soul's choice. She is left to die by Hans, bringing about a difficult realization that only her soul can save her now. Although all seems to be lost, this is also the only way that the union can take place, as the threat of death and extinction must be fully comprehended so that the opposing forces can finally realize their need for one another. As Anna avoids death with the help of Olaf, Elsa also breaks the chains of nature. There is a stirring in the soul, offering one last chance at redemption. Elsa is deceived by Hans about Anna's death as she falls to the ground and the eternal winter temporarily pauses. The soul's love for her human counterpart allows for a crucial opportunity. It's as if everything has literally frozen and an opening has been created in the space-time continuum. It's a chance for the eternal and the temporal to come together and establish an everlasting bond.
Elsa! You can't run from this!
Just take care of my sister.
Hans is prepared to kill Elsa, but Anna comes in at the last moment and saves her soul. It becomes apparent that the soul and her human counterpart were required to sacrifice one another for each other. Elsa ceases in her attempts to control her powers, and Anna attempts to give her human life to save her immortal half. Ultimately, the love that Anna and her soul have for each other is the only thing that could save them both. Their need for each other had to be entirely congruent. Their profession of love for one another was of equal measure, leading to unity. Elsa cries while holding Anna, and her tears thaw the frozen heart that had consumed her for much of her life. Almost immediately, the life of the community around them is also thawed out, showing the way that the individual's resurgence is also what revivifies the surrounding world.
Love will thaw. Love. Of course. Elsa? Love.
At the end of the film, Anna is now wiser and more confident as a result of her experiences and her conjoining with Elsa, and she knocks Hans into the water, a display of her overcoming her youthful follies. Arendelle is returned to its previous glory, and Elsa makes magic in the center courtyard, this meeting place serving as a symbol of the self, providing a felt sense of totality and wholeness. It's evident that everything proceeds from the center. All life flows from the middle. The albedo phase of the work has been accomplished, and the marriage of human and soul has been consummated. but the albedo is still a preliminary stage in the work of inner alchemy, and Anna will soon find that there is more work to be done in order to ensure long-lasting prosperity remains between she and her soul. The stages of the rubedo and eventual gold must be accomplished so that Queen Anna is rightly appointed to her throne. This concludes this video on the psychology of Frozen. Please watch my other videos on other TV and film characters if you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.